Hotty toddy.
Hotty toddy. Hell yeah, damn right.
Yes, we just won our first conference game of the season.
Man, and you know what was great about that? That's a little payback, you know.
It is.
Yeah, because they got us last year at home, you know, and it was one of those things where you're just looking like, man, when are we going to, like, just not lose a game that we should win, you know?
Right, but you know what? All of last year, I didn't feel bad after that game when all the other big football schools started losing.
Yeah.
To, like, non-football
that's right.
schools.
That's
and
right.
I was like,
right.
okay,
yeah.
I don't feel bad anymore.
Right.
Like last year was just topsy-turvy.
Yeah, it was. You know, and the best part about this game, man, was like the resilience of Austin Simmons, right? Like, he's a young kid, right? Like, the thing that we have to realize, he came from high school 2 years early. Not a year early, 2 years.
Yeah,
he's only
he's
19.
such a sweet kid. He's so sweet.
And he's a good kid,
yes.
You know, and first road game in the SEC, it started off rocky.
Yeah. I was listening in the car. I was listening into I was like, all right now. Okay.
Lil Rocky, like, all right, settle down. But you know, it was great to see him settle down, get into a rhythm, get into a groove, make some plays, make some things happen. And, you know, that's, you know, I feel good about what we have coming up. What you think?
You know what? I am particularly excited about this season. One, just SEC as a whole.
Yeah.
I've watched the documentary on Netflix.
Yep.
Right? About SEC football. And even though Ole Miss didn't participate, which, I mean, we knew Lane wasn't going to do that.
Yeah.
But it just let people know how we rolled in the SEC. And a lot of people do not understand, especially my friends.
Yeah.
They don't understand why I go so hard for Ole Miss and SEC football. But let's just pause right there because they don't know who you are.
Oh.
So I want you to tell the people who you are.
Man.
And everything. Like, go ahead and go down the list.
You want me to go in?
Go down the list.
You want me to go in?
Yes.
Well, I'm Christopher Cola. I've been... you know, Ole Miss has been in my blood since I first stepped on campus. Before I stepped on campus, literally driving on the campus, I said, this is where I want to go to school. So I played football at Ole Miss in the late 90s, 93 through 98. Had a great run. We had some lean times in there a little bit. But, you know, at the end, you know, I'm proud to say my last game was against Randy Moss and Marshall. We beat them in a bowl game.
Wow.
You know, so we had some good runs. We beat LSU in their space.
Okay.
We beat State in their space. But more importantly for me, the most important thing out of all of that experience and playing at Ole Miss was the 2 degrees that I earned from Ole Miss in accounting and a master's in tax. And so, you know, being able to take that entire environment of what Ole Miss is and was and kind of bring that to my life. And it's a special place, man. Like
it really is.
It's so special. And I'm from a suburb of New Orleans, and, you know, so you would think LSU or whatever, Tulane maybe, but like, I had opportunities to look at those schools, but when I'm telling you, I'm going to say street names that you know. When I turned from Jackson onto Fraternity Row and I saw the sign that said, "Welcome to the University of Mississippi," I said, I'm in.
That's what sort of did it for me. And
come on.
Okay, so let's talk about where Ole Miss typically recruits from, or the demographics that go to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So if you're black and you go to Ole Miss, you're pretty much an athlete.
Yep.
Or you're smart.
Yep.
And if you're smart, you know, if you're a smart black person that makes a decision to go to Ole Miss, it's because you were raised seeing Ole Miss in some capacity.
That's right.
Either you lived in the state of Mississippi
Yeah.
or Tennessee. Let's just say Tennessee, right.
That's right.
So for me to come from Houston to Ole Miss with dancing and being a smart kid, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, Ole Miss? Like, why aren't you going to a state school? You know, and I'm like, have you seen the campus? Because the campus is what sold it for me.
So beautiful.
Yeah, and dance, people don't understand that dance recruits just as hard as, you know, athletics may recruit for basketball, football, whatever sport. Because technically we're a sport too.
Absolutely you are.
And the Rebelettes recruit from all over the U.S. It's a small number of girls who are actually from the state of Mississippi on the team.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And so for me, I want to say there were 3 Texas girls on the team at the time. Another one from New Orleans, Tennessee, of course, Mississippi. I want to say we had a Georgia.
Sure.
And maybe some upstate people.
Yeah.
Well, Midwest. That's what I mean by upstate. But yeah, we were very much mixed, just like any other sports team.
Yeah.
But when Black people make a decision to go to Ole Miss, guaranteed.
Oh.
There was a thorough thought
that part
behind it. It wasn't just no. We're going to make a statement.
That part.
That's how I look at it.
No, and look, and you know what's funny is like, and I think you and I have that same shared experience where it feels like you're constantly explaining to people why you chose Ole Miss.
Yes.
And it's like, have you come to visit Ole Miss?
They haven't.
And if you haven't, then you really need to stop asking me that question.
Oh no. I mean, according to them, they're cross burnings
everywhere
on the student union, in front of the student union.
Hey man,
every day.
I'm going to say
every day
this.
there's a cross
I'm going to say
burning.
this live now and loud, and I've been saying it since I stepped on campus. I've never had a bad day in Oxford, Mississippi.
Thank you. Where's the camera? Thank you.
Never had a bad day in Oxford, Mississippi.
We're not lying.
Never.
We're not, fabricating anything.
Nobody got a gun behind me. Like, man, I've never. And let me tell you this. You know how much I love Ole Miss? I sent my son to Ole Miss.
You sure did.
And he's not an athlete.
I'm glad you said that. And when you sent me those pictures, my whole face just lit up.
Man.
Because I was like, he's not an athlete.
No.
He's a Black male going to Ole Miss.
He chose.
Right? He chose to go to Ole Miss.
For the academics of what it is.
There you go. And not to say that other Black students on campus didn't have certain experiences.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, dependent upon who you ask, you know, every Black person had a different experience.
That's right.
I understand my experience was more grandiose in a manner because I was a Rebelette.
That's
I was the only Black Rebelette.
Right.
You know, I had all the game day pomp and circumstance. I was out there cheering and signing autographs and taking pictures.
Yeah.
You know, so my experience is a lot different.
Sure.
Than most.
And I would say the same for me, right? Like, I don't, and you know, we have to caveat that because you were an on-field performer.
Yeah.
I was an on-field performer. So our experience outside of the field was different.
Right.
But I would say this, in the classroom, respected. They have faculty members that are still there when I was teaching.
Yeah.
They still show love and respect to me. And here's where it is. They show love and respect to my seed, to my son, who's not even taking accounting. He's in the engineering, and the accounting dean tells him, whatever you need, you come to me first.
And it's the same thing with myself. You know, I'm still very much connected to the Rebelettes organization.
Yeah.
You know, and have the current coach's phone number in my phone, and I'm texting her. I've gone down there to work with the team, not the current team, the 23-24 team. You know, I plan on coming back.
Sure.
And they need to see a person like me because
Absolutely.
The team is still majority white.
Yeah.
They may have their one or two, if that.
I think there's 2 right now.
Yeah.
Because I was at the game last weekend, and I think there's 2.
And in some years, there are all white. Like, there's breaks.
Sure.
And there's breaks when the Black people show up, right? But at the end of the day, representation is very important to me. And so, you know, I sit on the board for the, Ole Miss Alumni Association, or the Houston Ole Miss Club. That's what we call them here.
Right.
Only Black person. I'm often the only Black person at functions.
That's right.
You know, and I'm okay with that. I have a good ass time.
Yeah.
I love those people. They have the highest regard for me.
That part, you know, it's beautiful to me that you and I have crossed paths, and I've been in Houston for 25 years. You've grown up here.
Yeah.
And we've never crossed paths at these alumni events, but we approach them the same way. Like, we're going to show up and we're going to represent ourselves and our pride in our university, and whatever experience everyone else had, we probably had as good or better experience.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and so I'm proud of that. I'm proud of, you know, being a Rebel, being Ole Miss. And here's the thing: we're not the only ones, guys. I got a lot of friends who are non-athletes, that were non-Rebelettes, that are black, and have. You go look at their social medias, you go look at their pages, go look at whatever, and you know they love Ole Miss.
Honestly, a lot of black students love Ole Miss. I don't know what it is our freshman year.
Right. Yeah, and they don't indoctrinate us with nothing.
Right.
we don't have the pomp and circumstance of an A&M, or like, it's just, hey man.
No, it's not these,
come
like,
together.
Right, because A&M is deep in their, like,
right, exactly.
Their, I don't want to call them rituals,
right?
But
their little chants and whatever they doing.
Yeah,
and it's not to talk bad about them. It's just like, but you're right. There's no prescribed, hey, you gotta love Ole Miss week.
Yeah,
it's just people come together.
I want to say it's the Southern hospitality. It's the Southern culture. The state of Mississippi is such a hospitable state, and I don't know if the freshmen still take university one-on-one.
They do. It's called something else now. It's called EDHE, like something, but yes.
Yeah.
So it's similar program.
So having every freshman take that class and us learning not just the history of the University of Mississippi, but you're learning the history of the state of Mississippi.
The good and bad now.
The good and the bad.
Yeah, there's no sugarcoating.
And what it does as an African American is makes you appreciate how far we've come.
That part.
You know, from James Meredith.
Yeah.
You know, all the way. And so there is a pride that you have within yourself to walk across that campus and, you know, and see all of the buildings and the gorgeousness of the university and
the welcomeness of it, right? We're a flagship university in the Southeastern Conference. And when I tell people the relationships I have on that campus, I always say, do you know the dean of this school? Do you know the dean of that school? Can you go talk to this one or that one?
Yeah.
That if you went to some other larger institution, and they're like, no, I have no idea. I said, but I can. And I'm like, I wasn't no superstar athlete. I wasn't no superstar player. Yes, I'm proud of the work that I did. I'm a letterman. My name's on the side of the building for the Letterman's Walk going up to the stadium.
Good for you.
But,
Come on now.
I am. And look, the biggest pride for me, O-line, you know, having my sons. I got a picture of my sons pointing at my name. I'm like, I was here. I made a legacy. But more importantly than that, though, is just like when I went back for the game last week against Georgia State, hadn't been back, gosh, in 20 years. I was busy raising boys.
Yeah.
I'm on campus and just walking around, and I'm seeing former teammates. I'm seeing administrators. I'm seeing people, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're here! Welcome! You're coming back!" And I go to Alumni Association and going in and experiencing that, and it's special, man.
Yeah,
come to the SIP. Come to the SIP.
I know. That's how I felt coming back from bar. Black Alumni Reunion.
Oh yeah, which is
it have been some years in between, right? But you know, you pull up and you see that first sign.
Man,
you see the sign off the highway.
Off the highway.
It's like yes, you know, and
you know what I love about our sign? It has our logo. It has Ole Miss, but them other people's that school down south, they got their whole name written out. Ain't nobody. Oh, okay. But
we got the logo.
We got our logo up there.
And you know, and just like to your point, having certain people, you know, in your phone that you can call upon, and
they take your call.
I got those same people.
Yeah.
The athletic director.
Yeah.
No, look, listen.
Who's a friend of mine that I
right.
Yeah. You know.
And so you meet these people, and I remember meeting Lane Kiffin at an event here, and some of the other athletic staff, and then just letting them know, like, hey, I'm a former Rebelette. And there's a high respect for us, too.
Absolutely.
It's like, oh, you're a Rebelette?
Yeah, that part. That part. Because when I introduced you to Keith, I was like, she's a Rebelette. He was like, oh.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, okay.
Oh, y'all don't know. Listen, the Rebelette are
man.
like...
Hey, man.
We're like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
That part.
of the university.
When she came up to me and said, "Oh, I'm a Rebelette," I was like, "Oh, okay."
Very distinguished.
Man.
They don't just pick people.
Oh no. They're
looking at everything. So that's why I go so hard for the university, because when I came to audition was during my senior in high school. Yeah. And even though you're being recruited, all these other things, you still got to go through the audition process.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I remember walking into the Coliseum at the time and just seeing everything. I'm like, yo, I'm here.
Right.
And it was another black student. I can't remember her name at all. And so at the time, it was open auditions where anybody could audition, because you still had
the recruited people and then everybody else.
And then, but the general public could also watch. And so I remember she came down from the stands and she was like, psst, psst. And I was like, she was like, come here. And so she basically encouraged me. She was like, they're gonna pick you. And I'm sitting there like, I don't even know who you are. And so she was like, nah. She was like, stay locked in. You know, she was like, they're gonna pick you. Yeah. And sure enough, got that call the next day.
Nice.
And but yeah, so there's that. Now, here's the downside of being a Rebelette.
Yeah. There's a lot of work for y'all.
There's an upside, there's a downside. It is a lot of work. But on top of that, like I would say like my freshman year, I had a hard time initially making friends.
Sure.
Because one, I'm from Houston.
Yeah.
You know, I come in as a Rebelette, so people automatically think like, oh, she thinks she all that. Sure. And, you know, rich girl. Yeah. Or what have you, because, you know, because I came from the suburbs and all these other things. And so it did make me feel some kind of way, because I feel like I had to prove myself to the black people. And I'm like, y'all,
I had to do the same thing.
There's not that many of us.
I had to do the same thing, and I'm on the football team.
And I'm like,
I had to prove myself. I understand.
Well, I got to prove my blackness to y'all. And then finally, those walls came down with the other students. And they were like, "Oh, she cool, she good."
That part.
They're always gonna be haters. They're always gonna be haters.
But we had the same experience. Same experience, you know, and it was like I was the same. I'm not from the city of New Orleans. I'm from a suburb of New Orleans, but I went to high school in New Orleans, and so my high school was predominantly white. So I had two friends from my high school that were also on the team. So folks are looking like, how y'all went to school together, right? Like, so remember, this is Mississippi in the early 90s, mid 90s, and they're like very confused. But by the end of my freshman year, and there was one of my teammates, I remember this to this day, and I appreciate him and I love him for this. I ain't going to name him out right now, but he came into my dorm one night and he was just like, "Say, man, let me ask you a question, man." And he basically was trying to check me. He's like, "Are you with us?" I was like, "What you mean?" I'm like, "I'm here." He's like, "No, man, are you with us?" I was like, "Of course, I'm with y'all." And he's like, "Well, man, we don't see you hanging out." I said, "Did y'all ever ask me? Did y'all ever say, hey, look, we got something going on. Anybody invite me to something?" Like, well, no. I said, invite me and I'll show up.
It's always
an
assumption.
Yeah, that part.
And it's still to this day.
It happens.
I know how I present myself to people.
Oh, man.
You know, I get it.
We are who we are, though.
Yeah, I am who I am. So you're going to step to me, you just got to step to me correct.
Yeah.
Right? And but being there, and once I did start making friends, etc. Of course, you know, ended up pledging Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Look, right?
She red and white.
Deltas, but yeah, and you know, and during my time at Ole Miss, you know, Eli was the quarterback.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, Coach Cutcliffe, that whole era. You know, Dixie was still the fight song. Yeah. So I was still cheering for, you know, you know, and what else? Colonel Reb. Yep. You know, the Confederate flag was still part of the state flag, but the Confederate flag, you know, they were flying in the grove. Yeah. I was there during all of that cheering. Yeah. You were playing for the school. I was playing under all of that. It's another thing to cheer. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And so when the new athletic director came in and was like, yo, no more Dixie. Yeah. Colonel Reb got to go. Yep. you know, and all these changes, and there was division on campus, right? And that's when Ole Miss was really switching to more of like a liberal type of school. People were expanding their minds, but you still had you still had that strong layer of deep South.
Sure.
Like, nah, we don't want to change.
Yeah.
You know, but I was caught in between that because my people and others, the woke white people, were like, you gonna be over here with this because, you know, we don't want Colonel Rem. We don't want this and that. And then there's me cheering, and I'm like, I'm somewhat like of a public face.
You are a public face of the university.
I'm like,
no doubt.
I can't just
act like I don't see him dancing right next to me in his mascot outfit.
Yeah, but I can't just be like, nah, I ain't dancing today.
Yeah.
I'm not getting on the 50-yard line until y'all stop playing Dixie. Like, I can't. No. I couldn't do that.
What I'm gonna do? Give him my scholarship behind the song? Like, no, man, I'm not doing that.
No, and I still dance my ass off, and it's taken me many places.
That part.
You know, because like I said, it's very distinguished being a Rebelette. I can't explain it. A lot of the Rebelettes go on and dance for the NFL.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, right now
you're 100%. It is the equivalency of being a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. It is 100%. Like the Rebelettes they special, man. And as a player. Coming out of the locker room, and running on the field and seeing the Rebelettes, because the cheerleaders would run us out, but the Rebelettes were lining the way we ran. So that was special for us to see that, and that was something that that me personally, I mean, really enjoyed, man. And it's one of those things that, again, we talk about, the experience of Ole Miss, and it's like, I still say this, it kind of that old cliche, don't knock it till you try it,
Oh, straight up.
Don't knock it till you try it, because it's a special place. We love it, and we are just running right through our shot. Right, we live.
We're live.
We're live.
So y'all can't see it.
Yeah.
But we
coming back and forth to our shot.
We got OU.
OU Michigan.
So
about to kick off.
We're gonna have to jump off. That was LP.
Yeah. Hey, look,
the owner of the building.
We're watching this Florida. We're watching this Florida USF game where USF is about to kick a field goal and win this game. So look, everything is. This isn't Memorex. This is all live. This is what we're doing. Like,
I think he did that on purpose because he goes to OU. I know.
He said, "All right, man."
That was our.
That was our red light. That
was our cue.
Came on, so.
That was our cue.
But Florida, SEC.
Yo, look.
This is the black alumni
16 points
of the SEC, all in here meeting games on every TV.
Y'all come out to the
I want to thank Chrissy for putting this on, along with the Black Alumni Association from Oklahoma. Like, look, and let's be clear, we love our universities. We love the people that went to our universities, even the ones that don't look like us.
Yes.
But sometimes in spaces where we just want to be ourselves, we want to have our music playing. We want to have but now understand, Chrissy and I, we can go back and forth. We ain't code switching. We're just stepping into these places with confidence because of what Ole Miss gave to us and what we've given to it.
That's who we are. So with that being said, we are live at the Hive every Saturday.
Okay.
For primetime games, all SEC, all conference games are coming up in a couple of weeks. So y'all, step into the building, bring all of your people. We'll be here. We're about to tune into the Oklahoma game right now.
Because LP is giving us
LP keeps giving us the cue.
In front of us like, hey, y'all got to wrap this up.
Right. So
we getting there.
Hotty Toddy once again.
Hotty Toddy.
All right.
HYDR, baby. Hell yeah, damn right.